Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. So, this is the second time I'm filming this video. I don't know why I thought the mic was on, but it wasn't on. And I completely filmed the video and I realized it wasn't on. So, let's do it again. If you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe. We are almost at 500 subscribers. We are on the goal to get to 10,000 subscribers. So, join the family. I really appreciate if you subscribe. Thank you. So in this video, we're going to talk all about silicons. Yes, the bad guy silicon. You know, the product that nobody wants to use. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to bring you the good, the bad, and also my personal experience with silicon. I know when you first probably heard of silicon, you ask, why do people put in their product if it's kind of condemned as really bad? It's because silicons help with sleep. Silicons give you a ton of sleep. If you've been natural for a while, you know that natural hair tends to be very tangled. That's probably the number one problem with natural hair. It just gets tangled. So silicone comes in, there is tangle, they meet and they become friends. They love each other, they work together, and they make your hair very great. So that's why people put silicone in products geared to curly hair. I'm not sure if they put it in product geared to straight hair, but I'm talking from a curly girl perspective. I think it's just a smart strategy that companies have picked on to put silicones. I mean, this is companies probably realize this is the number one problem they are facing, so let's put silicone in it to tackle that problem. That is a good marketing strategy. So now, people have deemed silicone bad, but I'm going to tackle the good and then we'll go to the bad. Before that, silicones come in two. There is water soluble silicone and there is water insoluble silicone. The water soluble silicone can easily dissolve in water, so you can easily wash it off with water. The water insoluble silicone is not going anywhere with water, so you're gonna need to use a sulfate shampoo to clean it off. This is where people have a lot of problem. First, you're not supposed to use silicone as they recommended, and then you use silicone. Now you have to get rid of that substance that you're not supposed to use with another substance that you're not supposed to use as recommended, sulfate. So it's like you're using two things that you're not supposed to be using in your hair technically for that. So that's why people just stay away with silicone. However though, if you're using silicone, I would advise that you use a sulfate shampoo. Don't be using silicone and be doing co-wash and like not using shampoo and stuff like that. I think the effect will be greater than somebody using silicone and just washing it off. So if you're going to be using silicone strictly on your hair, be sure to be using shampoo. So now let's go to the good. So silicone, like I said, it have a ton of sleep, which is something that is very appealing and very like pleasant to somebody who has natural hair to hair. So silicone has a ton of sleep. A ton of sleep means it get rid of your tangles, which means it get rid of your breakages, which means it helps your hair to be manageable. And one thing silicone is good add to is making your hair very shiny. So the physical appearance is like, oh, it's healthy, it's moisturized, and it just looks shiny, like it's just yummy. And it also fights against humidity a lot. But the thing though, let's go to the bad one. Because silicone coats your hair, makes it so shiny, it kind of prevents other stuff from penetrating your hair. So when you put silicone in your hair, it just sits on the hair and then blocks stuff that are supposed to enter your hair shaft, which is like things like moisture and things like that. So for someone who have low porosity hair, if you're using a ton of silicone, it makes your work twice harder, because low porosity hair is already hard to get moisture into your hair, and then you're adding silicone on top, it makes it twice harder, if not more. But with somebody who have high porosity hair, yes, it could be a little hard to, but you can maneuver your way through it. Because silicone continue to coat your hair, it's going to create buildup in your hair, and because of this buildup, that's why you have to use a shampoo that has sulfates in it to get rid of it. So if you're going to be using silicone, like I said, you need a shampoo that is able to cleanse your hair, not a moisturizing shampoo, a cleansing shampoo. So yeah, the silicone. So this is, you have to weigh the pros and cons and see which one works for you. Do you want to get a detangling effect and then just wash it off with shampoo, or do you just want to go with a product without silicone? However though, there are products that nowadays, because the natural hair community do not like silicone, and most of the products that have silicone in it do not sell as well, even though I highly doubt that. There are a lot of companies that come out with silicone free product where they substitute the silicone with another chemical to help you get a detangling effect without the silicone side effect. You get what I mean? Does that make sense? How do you know there's silicone in a product? When you look at the back of your product, like I pointed out in the shampoo video, you should be able to see the silicone in it. Usually it's going to end with C-O-N-E, which is corn, K-O-N-O-L or X-A-N-E. They are going to, silicone usually end in those things. So if you see a product and then it says something like Dimethicone, it has silicone in it. So Dimethicone is one of the favorite ones that I see in products. It's almost, I see it like more than other silicones. So yeah, but in the description too, I will put water soluble silicones, the ones in the medium range, and also the water insoluble silicones in the description. So be sure to check the description for all the names of the most common silicones that are used in your products, so when you see them you probably know them. But because these are scientific terms, they are very long, and trust me, you really don't want to keep those things in your head. It's really not that much of a big deal to be keeping all the silicone name in your head and just be like, oh, does that have Dimethicone, or it has this and this and this. Just go with that. The ending, it ends with what I mentioned earlier. Just go with those things and you'll be able to identify it. So now, choosing silicone is a personal decision. You have to decide whether you want to use it or not. Using silicone is not going to stop your hair from growing, but maybe you really don't want to use it a lot. If you're using it a lot, like I said, be somebody who is on a regular regimen that provide you with washing your hair with shampoo regularly. So if you tend to be using silicone, you have to be washing your hair more, and then washing your hair more is going to be like moisturizing your hair more, because the shampoo is going to dry your hair, and then you have to be moisturizing and adding oils to your hair to provide the natural oil in your hair. That is the decision. You have to see which one works for you. Personally, I have used silicone in my natural hair journey on and off. I started with no silicone, and then when I went to school, the favorite conditioner that I wanted to use was very expensive. As a college student, I couldn't afford $10 for a 16 or a 32-ounce bottle of conditioner. That was not part of my budget, so I found a silicone product that was huge and it works for me. So that was when I started using the silicone conditioner. However though, I still will use the non-silicone one, just not regularly, because I couldn't provide myself with the regular use of the non-silicone conditioner. As time went on and with proper research, I found conditioners that do not have silicone and are also affordable, and I will be bringing you guys a video on all of that. I'll show you guys my favorite non-silicone conditioners and my favorite silicone conditioners. I will be making that video. It might not come very soon, but it will definitely come. Personally, I haven't noticed a drastic effect of silicone. The only thing I could say is silicones, when I use it in my hair tends to be on the more drier side than it is on the moisturized side. So when I come out of the shower, my hair looks good, it looks moisturized, it looks soft, it looks bouncy, and all of those good stuff, and you're very hyped. But day 2, day 3, your hair starts getting dry real quick. That's the only thing I could say. Silicone makes your hair look good immediately. It's like an immediate gratification, but as time goes on, it kind of just show off the bad stuff. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't use silicone. You should use silicone if you want to. Just like I said, if you're using silicone, you should bump up your shampoo use and also bump up your moisturizing use. It's just as simple as that. So yeah, I want to know in the comments if you use silicone or you don't use silicone, and if you use silicones, what are your favorite silicone products? If you don't use silicone, what are your favorite non-silicone products? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah, and if you haven't turned on your notification, be sure to turn on your notifications, subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. So until then, stay blessed and beautiful.